So I'm going to be doing a live build on Lovable.dev. It might be a bit of a long video, so I'm going to have to cut some stuff out, but this is how I would build a site and use SEO in 2025. I still love WordPress. I've built a bunch of sites in WordPress, but with the flexibility of these no-code-ish tools and the things that you can build, the way you can structure the site from an SEO perspective is an opportunity not to miss. And then, of course, you've got all of these tools that you can build into the site structure to make the most of SEO. And I think that's, again, a huge opportunity. So this is what I would do. These are my exact steps. I would talk to Claude or ChatGPT first with my idea. I would figure out the free tools that I'd want to put on the site, and then I would start to prompt. So I've already asked that what tools we could put on the site. I've told it the tech stack I'm going to be using, and I think Lovable.dev by default, that's the tech stack that it goes with. All right, so the first thing that I do is I get Claude to create a file structure that I will then give to Lovable.dev. So this is what it's doing here. I've told it to follow best practices for the tech stack that I'll be using. So that's Vite, React, Tailwind, CSS, and Shad CN UI. So I don't know if I've used that with Next.js, so I'm not sure if this works with Vite and React. Let me see. Okay, it looks fine. So we've got the source components split into three main categories. We've got the UI, we've got the layout, we've got shared for reusable components, source pages, uses a feature-based structure, blah, 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 blah. And then it's going to tell me what to do. But of course, I'm not doing this. This is for Lovable.dev. So I'm going to save this. We could also just copy it as it is, but I'm going to just save this just in case. Fitness website project structure. I'm going to also take this part because this is going to be part of my prompt, and we'll leave this here for now. But back over here, I'm going to let ChatGPT know what I'm planning on doing, which was building this website, adding these tools. So I'm going to let it know now I am using an AI code generator bot to build this site. Help me plan and create a prompt for it, following best SEO practices and implementing some of these tools we spoke about. Later down the line, I will be adding Supabase for users and auth and storage. But for now, I want to create a beautiful looking UI and UX. Again, I've already said following best SEO practices. I don't think I need to say that it needs to be fast. I've already said following best SEO practices. So I'm creating an AI. I'm using an AI code generator bot to build this site. Help me plan and create a prompt for it, following best SEO practices and implementing some of these tools we spoke about. Later down the line, I will be adding Supabase for users and auth and storage. But for now, I want to create a beautiful looking UI and UX and footer which links to the tools and resources page. Landing pages and things like that I can add after. Let's give it a name. I want to create beautiful looking. I've not really given it information on the color scheme, but I'm going to say black with baby blue accents. I want to create beautiful looking UI and UX footer which links to tools and resources pages, blog component because I'll probably end up doing the blog backend so I can build the internal linking, and I'm going to go crazy with that. I'm going to build Perplexity into that, but we'll get to that. So all right, so footer, which links to the tools and resources, blog component. There was something else I was thinking about. Nav on board pages. I think that's the main thing because I really want to focus on the tools for now. Beautiful looking UI and UX. There was something that I've forgotten that I know I'm supposed to add. Okay, let's see what it does. Nav bar on all pages. Oh, a color scheme. We'll do light and dark. So we'll do the color scheme. Color scheme will be black or dark grey with maybe blue accents. Contrasting CTAs. I can't spell contrasting CTAs. There was another thing that popped into my mind and I forgot. Oh, and the site will offer online coaching as well as local classes. The name is JPX Fitness. I think that's it. Let's go. So this is going to give me the prompt. It's got the tech stack. We've got the logo, the tools, the blog, the about, the online coaching, local classes, contact, sign up of contrasting CTA color, responsive design, adjust to hamburger menu on mobile menu. These things are very important because when you don't build them initially, you have to build them after, and then it starts to create secondary nav bars, which is a pain. Then your code gets all messy and all kinds of things. So you want to make sure that up front you've done all of the heavy lifting, at least from a design perspective, and to set the tone going forward. So having the blog, understanding that it's going to need a blog. So highlights, preview the latest 3 to 5 blog posts with titles. Awesome. Now, granted, I'm going to give this all to Lovable.dev. It's not going to do all of it. These are things it's going to need to come back to. So this helps when you are creating a change log or documentation. You can tell it to add this to the documentation or create a roadmap that it can refer to. So here we go. I'm going to take this and I'm also going to tell it what I just said. So what's this example code for the prompt? We don't need that. Ask the AI chatbot to generate React. I think we could future proofing for Supabase mention play. Okay, I'll take this. And I'll say, and then I'll put this with the file structure. So the file structure has to be, let's see how it's going to come up if I copy it. I'll just take it like this. See what it looks like, if it's going to take all of it. Yeah, okay. And I've got the name of it, so fitness website project structure. I'm going to take all of this, put this aside in case it doesn't do well, and I can also give this to Bolt to compare the two. So I think that will be an awesome experiment to do, but I'll do that later. I've just saved that in my notepad. So this is the exact prompt I'm going to give it, and let's see what it does. All right, let's see. This is always so exciting for me, the big reveal. What's it going to do? What's it going to look like? How much instruction has it taken? Let's see. Okay, we've got the logo, the accents, the color scheme. I think it's gone with a gradient. We've got the contrasting button, which if you check on Canva, Canva's got a color wheel tool, which is awesome. I've used it many times, and then it gives you the contrast for the CTA. So definitely recommend using that. If you don't tell it to, you don't want to go with blue. It's very common that people do that. So you choose the accent and then you make the button the same color as the accent. But no, the contrasting color works very well. So looks like it's kept it very simple with the landing page. I would want to put probably cards here with the different services and images. So if you've got like a bootcamp image, the PT himself doing the things, and then another image, I'm not sure, like a meal plans and things like that. Then we've got an about section, what I choose. Here I would have the testimonials, so we'd add testimonial section just below this bit. So I'm going to actually tell it this. Let's add some cards here. Let's add testimonial section here. And then you've got some of the tools, which is awesome. I know if I click on these, they're not going to take me to anything working. Let's see. Nothing's working yet. So it builds the wireframe of the site, and then you go and then you start to build out, you iterate. Did it build anything for the blog? No, it didn't. So I'm going to now tell it that I want to, I'm happy with it. That's cool. None of these things work. So yeah, expected. So I'm going to tell it to create a roadmap / changelog of things that we want to do and that we've done. And then I'm going to tell it to add the things that are missing. So great. Now let's create a changelog to that we can maintain as we update, and a changelog that we can maintain as we update. I cannot spell. As we update, and a roadmap with the information I have given previously of things we need to implement as we go. It's making the roadmap.md, and then the changelog. Has it done the changelog already? Changelog and roadmap, yeah. So it's done both of those. So it's said what we've done, and we've got phase 1, phase 2, blog system. So I can say, so it's done phase 1. It's got a tick next to it. Featured tools, preview, and now we're into phase 2. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to start building out phase 2. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to copy this. I'm just going to refer to it as phase 2. So let's see. Let's begin with phase 2 of the program. Let's see. Which focuses on tools implementation. Let's start by creating the tools page layout and the BMI calculator as our first tool. See what it's doing. Add it to our routing, create the BMI calculator component, update the navigation to include the tools page. Awesome. So we don't have to tell it to do this, it knows. We give that a try. So it's still doing it. Okay, that's not working. Let me click on the okay, so the tools page works, and we've got these coming soon, which is cool. So let's see. There we go. So it's made the first tool. What it hasn't done is link to it from this part here, but we can do that after. Tools. So that's cool. So it's going to keep adding them all here. So free calculators and tools to help you track and achieve your fitness goals. So we've got the BMI calculator, and let's see. Okay, cool. That works. That's the main thing. TDE. Alright, so I'll help you implement phase 2 of the roadmap, which focuses on, let's start creating the tools page. Okay, let's go back over to the roadmap. We get back over to the roadmap. And phase 2 tools page. Okay, let's just get it to make all the other tools. Mobile responsiveness for tools. So it needs to check these off. Okay, so make sure we complete phase 2. Make sure we complete phase 2, bracket, and check them off in the roadmap, as well as updating the changelog. It did actually say the next steps in phase 2 would be to implement the TDE calculator. So it takes very, very bite-sized steps so you don't miss anything. And I think that's a huge problem typically in these tools, is they try to do too much in one go, and you're expecting them to do too much because they try, and then you realize things are broken, routes don't work, things haven't been built. Think things like on the main page, it's not linking to that tool just yet. These are things that we have to tell it. So this is going to be able to be used once they've built it, and then I can get it to build all the tools. And again, from an SEO perspective, my angle would be to build all of the tools, because the tools are what people share, what you can share very easily. They're very easy to rank, and they bring in a lot of traffic to the page. As it's a local fitness website, it's not that necessary. They're not making a crazy amount of money off of tools and website traffic, but it does present an opportunity because they can offer online coaching, they can offer different services that are not local. So it's still very important to get that search traffic that isn't just local search traffic. So that's the aim here. We're going to build it up from an SEO perspective and local SEO, which will be done with the landing pages that we'll do after, once we've got the template ready. The build was unsuccessful. I'm going to just copy that because I think it's still working on it. I'm not sure. Let's implement the remaining tools for phase 2 and update our documentation files accordingly. Okay, try to fix. So it's had an issue. It knows what the issue is, and now it's trying to fix it. The interval variable in the workout timer. Okay. Still having an issue. Okay. Can we fix it? Okay. It says it's fixed it, but we need to continue. Okay. Let's see. Let's refresh. No. Okay. Let's continue. All right, so it looks like it's built the tools. We've got 4 tools, and it's changed it into a 2x2 grid because we've got the 4 tools. We've got the TDE calculator. Let's see if it works. Let's put in my stats. There we go. Alright, that's what we're working with. 120 kg. Don't do any exercise. What's my TDE? Okay, so this is how many calories I should be eating a day. Let's see. Cool. Alright, that all works. Perfect. So that's another tool, and then it looks like we've got a back to tools button, but it looks like it's getting caught under here. Let me double check if that's just because of, yeah, so that needs to fix. We've got some overlap with the nav bar. Let's check out the workout timer. So work time, set your work rest intervals and number of rounds for your workout. So okay, let's say it's going to take 2 minutes. Rest time 10 seconds. I think this needs adjusting. Okay, I think a 1 minute rest is fine. And then number of rounds, I think it would have to be sets. I don't know if people call it rounds. It works. That's awesome. Round 1. Did I say 30 seconds? Is that working right? Reset. No, it says 100. Where did they get 30 seconds from? 2 minutes, round 1 of 5. Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's really cool, especially if this is truly, if it's mobile friendly. Looks good. Yeah, cool. All right, so other than the nav bar being a bit of a pain, because we've got back to tools here, let's check the progress tracker. Track your weight and body fat percentage over time. I'm not sure how this is going to work, because this is one of the features I said would need to be behind the user wall. So let's see. 150 kg. Body fat percentage. Oh, that's really, really cool. But how will we check this over time? So it's got the date here. Yeah, this is a membership. This needs to be behind a user wall, which is fine because that's what we're going to do. We're going to build out a bunch of tools that are free tools, and then a bunch of tools that are still free but behind the membership wall. So I can tell it to start building the membership component, but no, we're going to stick with the roadmap. Phase 2 is now complete with all tools implemented, including progress tracker, which allows users to log and visualize their. Okay, let's move on to phase 3. And then we're going to go through and correct these things. Blog listing page, individual blog post templates, blog post categories and tags, search functionality, related post features, social sharing buttons. Awesome. So with the blog, I'll need to attach it to Supabase and handle all the blog content in Supabase. Now I've done this already, but I also know how much of a pain it can be if you do this too soon. So we create the templates, the blog page, the slug structure, and then all of that, the category structure and the slug structure, and then all of that gets set up in Supabase. So that is a bit more complex because I choose to use a built CMS rather than attaching it to a headless CMS. Somebody has recommended using WordPress for that, but I am liking the fact that we can build, although you can build plugins in WordPress to do the same thing, I'm liking building these very, very personalized CMS options because the sky's the limit with what you can do that way. And as a service, having everything built completely in-house, I think this is more valuable rather than having to use other tools or depend on other tools. It might not be the best way of looking at it. If something already exists and is going to save you time, do it by all means. But I like the learning opportunity it offers me having to do some of these things. So before we start implementing phase 3, I recommend breaking this down into smaller manageable steps. Would you like to start with creating? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, yeah. Start with step 1. Hopefully I can get far enough to connect it to Supabase. So there we go. So we've got the blog structure being put together. You'll definitely want to have images in the blog cards. I will tell it that now so it can put some placeholders there. And let's see. Add some images into the blog cards and the categories and things like that. But I'll let it run through all of these first. So let's go with step 2. Let's continue. So this is featuring mock blog posts. Let's see. Yeah, no, you can't click on those. It's just given some dummy data. And that is /blog. Awesome. Okay, add featured images to blog post cards. Okay, let's go. Following best SEO practices. So it will be blog / let's do brackets category name. I don't think I need name, category / page. Slug. When connected to Supabase, where all blog data will be stored and fetched. Very important if you don't want any issues. I'll implement these features while following SEO best practices. Since Supabase integration isn't connected yet, we'll structure the code to be ready for it later. Thank you very much. Got local classes online. All right, and then I'm going to, so the thing is, because I'm building it for local, I'm going to be building landing pages for local terms, However, I feel that this is something best done in Windsurf with Python. So that will be a whole different video because of the complexity of the actual thing, and we're moving on over to a different tool, and I wanted to keep this Lovable based because Lovable is what I'm using, and without diluting the message of this video, which is doing it from scratch. Once I've got it to a certain point, there are things that I'll need to do that I'm going to have to do in Windsurf, and adding those landing pages is one of those things. So I could get Lovable to build the template for those landing pages and explain to it what I want to do, which I'm doing here now with the whole blog thing. So it's already acknowledged what I want to do, which is make sure that the URLs are clean. So we've got blog, category, and slug. It understood that. It knows I'm going to be connecting it to Supabase later, which is why this is important, because if you cannot fetch and store the data properly, you're going to have a lot of problems. You're going to have so many issues and it's going to be a headache. So having learnt that, I know to tell it up front before it builds the thing what I want it to do. And I'm going to have to do the exact same thing with the landing pages. Let it know I'm going to be using Python to do this later. Make it so I can do this very easily with that method. So this is where we are. We've done that. If I head over to blog now, we've got the space. It's now added. Okay, it's added some very, very unrelated placeholder images, which is cool. We get to see how it would be, what it would look like. Can we click into them now? Yes, we can. So sample blog post, it's got the rounded card, and we've got the category, we've got the title, we've got the date, and then we've got the content. So awesome, that's done. So I think, are there any more steps in this phase? Let's say proceed with the next steps and update change log accordingly. Looking at the current state of the blog implementation, I'll enhance the individual blog post slug with proper content layout, styling, and metadata. Awesome. I'll also update the changelog to reflect our progress. Cool. So it missed something with the SEO, so it didn't have the meta description. And okay, cool. Looks good. It looks like it's changed. It's made. No, that's completely different. What was that? It just changed the image. It wasn't happy with the with the image it chose, and it started writing some content. I'm not sure if I would have it scrollable like this. I don't think that makes much sense, but I could tell it I don't want that. And it's got these tags. I would make these tags active, so more detailed but clickable, so people could click and go to different posts or see the different tag pages. So I guess I would need to tell it to make sure we have blog category landing pages and tag pages. I'm not sure how I would word that. Archives, that's it. So let's also create blog category landing pages / archives and tag archives. So any collection, so any collections can be accessed from those respective pages. For real content integration with Supabase. Cool. I'll help create category and tag archive pages for the blog. This will allow users to browse collections of posts in category or by category or tag. Perfect. So step by step, we are working our way into the delightful, look at this, it's added that. That's cool. So you can search for blog posts, and then it's already done that. So I was telling it to do that, but it's done this already. But this is these collections are not individual pages. I think that is actually a better way of doing it, because I wouldn't be indexing the category pages anyway. So this wouldn't be a bad idea. However, let's see, category and tag archive pages have been added with SEO friendly URLs, responsive layouts, and proper navigation. These are not clickable, they're not. Where do I find these category pages? That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna use this element select feature they've added recently, wherever it is. It used to be here. Let's see. So they had element select before, and now I cannot see it. Unless, okay, this homepage is underwhelming. Let's add some cards to the homepage. Below the hero section on the homepage, let's add some cards for services offered, such as online classes, local classes, and online coaching, local classes, fitness guides, I guess, fitness guides. And then we will add the testimonial section after the about section. There was an element tool. It looks like they've taken it away, which is interesting, because that was a really good feature where you could select the specific thing you wanted to add. Cool, this is nice. Nice touch. Got to get those working as well. Tools are stacked, animated, love it. Love it, love it. Okay, nice. Really, really like this. Yeah, so we don't have that anymore, which is a shame, because I'd really like that feature. But nonetheless, we'll work with what we've got. Okay, we've added the cards. The hero image it's still a bit big because there's all of this space, but our services, choose from our range of professional. Definitely need some images going on here. I guess that would be there. And online coaching, classes, fitness guides. These look like bad ads. So can we use Shad CN for some icons of that? I think icons, I don't know if it's gonna know that. Icons do go in those services cards or something, if you have another idea. Animated Lucid, which is integrated with So Shadsian recently added these animated icons. That's what I was hoping to use, but I don't think it knows that, so I won't be able to unless I go and do the heavy lifting. Okay, I can't see them. Let's refresh. No, I cannot see them. They are not showing up. Let's no, nothing. Oh, they are there. Okay, stop. Sorry. I was being too eager. Okay, stop. Alright, that's cool. That makes a difference. They're pulsating. So there's that. Not quite the animated icons I was talking about, I was thinking about, but nonetheless, they are there. It looks better. And we can start to see it forming out. Now we need to add, after the about section, add some testimonial cards. Make it contrast and a bit more eye-catching and exciting with a nice UI and animations. We love animations. It's something that we've got in 2024 in the new, I don't even know what to call it, Web 3.0. Is it what we have? Separates us from the websites of the olden times. I'll add an eye-catching testimonial section with animated cards after the about section. We'll use Shadsian components and animations to make it visually appealing. Thank you very much. Nice. And then we got the images from the people, the testimonials. We want to have confirmation. What's the word? What's the word? Proof. Social proof. Social proof and badges. as well as a Google My Business review section. I mean, the testimonials could do that, but it's fine. We'll just connect it all together. Yeah, let's let it figure it out. It knows what we want to do. What our clients say. I could tell it to include it within this part, but let's see. Mike Chen, amateur athlete. Emma Davies, busy professional. What do you do for a living? I'm a busy professional. I need training because I'm a busy professional. Oh, love it. Love it, love it. Love it. Yes. Yes, yes. And that will be the Google logo. View all reviews will take you to the Google My Business page. Loving it. Let's open this up properly. Still need that image there to bring it all together. I could get it to do a placeholder image for now, but this is what I'm going for. And it's still keeping up with the contrasting highlights and all of these wonderful things. We'd want to have whatever certificates are there, if there are some logos for some certificates. CrossFit level 2. Active classes, years of experience, professional awards, satisfied clients. Love it. Cool. So my next thing would be that, but I don't think that's that important. It's just that it's bothering me not seeing an image there. But other than that, let's tell it to update the changelog and continue with the roadmap. I'm not even sure what's on the roadmap at this point. And then we need to build the landing page template. Let it know that I'm going to be doing that with Python, so prepare it for that, I guess. And yeah. It's going to update the changelog and the roadmap. Let's see. Yep, it's been doing it. It needs to update that. Oh no, we've not this. There are things missing in the roadmap. It's added other thing. Oh, that's the changelog. Okay, so for the blog system, individual blog, search functionality, related post, social sharing buttons. Okay, so we need to do this now. Great, let's continue with phase 3. I believe we still need to add. And then we've got phase 5. Alright, so phase 4 is user authentication and profiles. Wow, I think I really want to skip this to the last minute. I really do. But it is something I'm going to have to do. So, and it also understands that we need to implement this before we do these, because those need to connect to the database and everything. So if I can do this all within here before I have to bring it to Windsurf, that would save a lot of trouble. I reckon because it's got Supabase integration, it will just be a lot smoother. And we can send all the migrations over, because again, from experience, these are where the biggest headaches come. The migrations, the integration, all that role level security, the middleware, the auth, all of that presents so many other issues. So if the AI knows that this is the order to do it, I'm going to trust it. We have an error, try to fix it. Syntax error. Okay. Should be easy. Social share. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so this is what it's added. We've got the author card And it's going to John Smith. It's already added that. Cool. All right, John Smith's LinkedIn. Yep, there he is. That's him, John Smith. And Twitter, John Smith on Twitter, I'm guessing. Yeah, John Smith. Cool. So we've got the author card added, which is perfect. We'll have the author image, so the name of the personal trainer, and then their credentials. So this will show up because this is the template of the blog post. This will show up on every page. And again, hopefully that is all connected. This will all be connected to Supabase. So these are things we won't need to do. We won't need to change. It will have the author in the database and the author's information. It will, and then what will change out is the things we add in the CMS, which is the name. The date will automatically be set. The category. These things, these social share buttons will link copy to clipboard. Awesome. Share on LinkedIn. We don't want to do, but good to know these all work. We'll have to change that Twitter logo to X, but nonetheless, perfect. And we've got subscribe to our newsletter. Put the email in, hit subscribe. This needs to be set up. And then they can add comments, which will be interesting because I'm guessing they will need to be a user comment posted. Yeah, they need to be a user to post the comment, and then related posts. LinkedIn. All right, so okay, continue. Let me give it some positive feedback. Looks great. Continue. All requested features of phase 3 of the blog system have been implemented. All components are now working. Let's see. Okay, it needs to update that author profile comment system. Yeah, it really did. So I'm going to tell it to update the changelog and the roadmap and then crack on with phase 4. I won't copy that. Let's say let's update the changelog and roadmap and start working on phase 4. Dun dun dun. This is the user authentication and profiles. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna need to. I've already got my 2 free sites on Supabase and a third I've paid for. So I'm gonna go and set up a new Supabase account. I'll do this over here, somewhere off screen. So Supabase let you add 2 nano projects for free without storage. And then if you want to add anything else, you can add micro. And then yeah, if you want anything else, you can add micro, which is paid, and that's 2 core ARM shared and 1 GB memory. But the nano is a shared CPU and comes with up to 0.5 GB. So if you want to test out any test projects, it's perfect for that. But again, you can only have the 2 databases on there. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new account because this is not my site. So we don't need it on mine. And it does allow you to connect to GitHub. Let me see if it's going to try and connect to my existing. Yeah, it wants to connect to my. Oh, add another organization. Nice. But it still wants me to do the same thing over here, connect to GitHub. Let's just set one up. So we've got. Okay, so it sent me a verification email. I'm going to verify and then sign in. We are on the free plan. I'm going to create, and then I'm going to add another organization. So this is cool. It lets you add different organizations, different businesses. If you're working with different clients, then this is going to be necessary. Get all my security stuff sorted out. And I can actually just show this part. So you need to set your database password. You can set the region, so closest to you is best, or closest to your users, it says. So if your users are in the US, you want to choose one in the US. We're in the UK, it's going to be a UK local site. And the closest thing we've got is, I mean, we've got London. So so selected London, and data API plus connection string. Use public schema for data API. These are default. You've got advanced configuration. We've got Postgres and Postgres, or whatever that is. Don't know. We don't need to change any of that. All right, so make sure you've copied your database password that you've set. Then you've got the public key and the service role secret. And then there are a bunch of API settings and information that hopefully you don't need now that it's integrated with Supabase, because it will handle all of this behind the scenes. But if you are building out the backend in Windsurf, then you definitely need those, and you need to have them all in a safe location because you need to add them to your .env file, which is your environment variables. Again, these are things that you're going to need when you're deploying the site. They get very complicated, but they are worth learning and understanding, and you have to keep your keys very, very safe. So very important to go and research. But for now, it's made it easy to connect and integrate. So I'm going to do this. Going to authorize Lovable access, and this is the organization we've just added. So we're going to have the two now. We're going to have my default one and this one. I'm not sure if there's any limitation on how many Supabase accounts you can add, but it looks like you can just keep adding organizations for different projects, which is great. So we've done that. That's connected. Oh, we're going to click connect now. Supabase dashboard, view tables, connect. So I'm now connecting your Supabase project to gather your database structure tables and security settings. This may take a moment. So let's see. Changelog have been updated. Would you like to start implementing the user authentication system? So we've attached Supabase. Looks like you've not created any tables. No, we've not, because we're going to do that now for phase 4. Okay. Great. Now that Supabase has been connected, let's start with phase 4. I don't think I need to tell it anything else. I've already reminded that Supabase has been connected. So we can begin with phase 4. I'll help you implement phase 4, starting with the user authentication and profiles. Perfect. Since this is a significant change, we'll need to set up the database tables first, then implement the authentication system. Perfect. Let's start by creating the necessary database for user profiles. So I'm used to taking this, which is the .sql file, and adding it to Supabase manually. But I'm hoping now that it's connected, please review and approve these SQL commands. Once approved, I will proceed with implementing. Perfect. Let's go. So because it's all integrated, it's applied this migration itself. Game changer again, because as it's building this thing, there's going to be a lot of back and forth as you change things. So as I add, a user is allowed to create an account. A user is allowed to delete their account. A user is allowed to add a comment. A user is allowed to delete a comment. All of these things require an entry to be added to the database. Now, when you're doing this in Windsurf, you have to tell it what you need to do. You can connect it to the CLI so it can see what it's already got, but sometimes there is an opportunity for it to misunderstand or create a new table when we already have an existing table, and then that leads to mismatch and all kinds of issues. So the fact that we can now do this within the initial tool before we take it out and do any other tweaks, it just reduces the chance of error. So definitely love that. So let me know which aspects you'd like to implement first, and I'll provide the necessary code changes. So the migration has been applied. Okay, let's move on to this one. So we're going to do it in these stages. then the user profile pages, and then protected routes and navigation. So protected routes and navigation, again, is what needs to be set up to enable users to create their accounts, and then everything behind that login wall is just associated with them. So you've got role level security. Otherwise, if you don't create these things, anybody can visit that public page. So very important stuff, and again, it understands the order that we need to do this in. So I will implement the authentication UI with logging and sign up pages using Supabase Auth, the UI components, along with necessary routing protections. Again, this makes me so happy because this has been hours and hours of pain before these tools started integrating it, and I had to do it myself. Figuring this out was crazy, so I really appreciate how easy they've made it now. And let's see, I've implemented the authentication UI with the following features. So we've now got a login and sign up page. Let's check it out. We've got protected routes with tools. We've got auth provider context for managing auth state, update and navbar. All of these things. What you can do as well, which does take some more time, so I'm not going to do it now, but you've got these different auth providers. So you've more than likely seen on different sites, you can log in with GitHub, you can log in with Google, which is the most common and easy one. You can log in with Apple. All of these things make it easier for the end user, but you can go into Supabase and do this. So you can have Google enabled, but once you set this up, you're going to need to go through and set up the API in Google Cloud. I can't remember, in Google Developers, you've got to go and set that up separately. It does walk you through it, but again, that's going to take me off by about 15 minutes. So that's something you can do. So you can, when they go to log in, they can just hit Google and log in with their Gmail account. One thing I do like to add is something that Supabase already has, which is magic link. So I'm going to tell it to, before we go any further, let's add, we've got forgot password, which is awesome. And again, this connects to Supabase. So this is all handled for you. You don't need to go and build the logic behind this. So before we go any further, let's add magic link login. So Supabase already has this feature. It's just going to tap into it. And then it will allow your users to be sent an email link that doesn't, it's not a forgotten your password, it's just the link that they can click to log in on the device that they're in. So I'll help you add magic link passwordless login to the existing login page. This will allow you users to sign in using just their email address. So there we got sign in. Okay, I want both. Okay, I want both sign in options, standard or predict. I don't want it to take it away, so let's make sure. So we've got email provider, confirm email, secure email change, secure password change. Magic link was already set up, I believe, so I don't know if I need to do this. Okay, here we've got it, magic link. That's there. And you can change your email template. So you can connect your own SMTP. I highly recommend this once you've got it up and it's ready to go. In development, leave it as it is. You'll still receive the emails. They'll be from Supabase. But once you've got your SMTP server set up, you can change this. You can change your confirmation. It's got the variables here. I usually get ChatGPT to do this, so I will copy the message variables, I'll copy the existing template, and I'll tell it to improve it, to add things, and it can do this. And then this is for each of the different emails. And yeah, you definitely recommend changing those from the default. And it also tells you if the content is likely to be marked as spam. So if you start to change the email and it looks spammy, it will tell you, and then you get a chance to redeem yourself and fix it. But back over to providers, I'm not sure where this magic link setting will be because I thought it was already set by default, so I'm going to leave that for now. I removed the force magic link at show links. Users can now choose between standard email. Okay, I can't see that. Maybe it's just taking time to show up. Okay, I can't see that just yet. Open that up in a new tab. I've got too many of these. Let's log in. Yeah, I can't see that. I'm going to tell it, but I have a feeling it's going to show up when I start telling it that. I cannot see magic link button. No, because it didn't. It took it away. It changed it. There we go. Send the magic link email. I would prefer that to be a button. Again, small things we can change later. Let's proceed with the roadmap. Let's continue on to the next step on the roadmap. The changelog file is getting long. 102 lines is hardly long. Would you like me to help refactor it? No. No, thank you. That's fine. I don't think it's... Why is the roadmap in the list of forbidden files? Why can we undo that? I don't know if I can tell it this or if I have to do this manually, because I can't see. I'd have to go to GitHub, wouldn't I? Let's see. Okay, we'll go over here. Let's move the roadmap file to the source directory, okay, and ensure it's properly tracked. Okay. Okay. So now we've done the user registration, login. We need to do user profile pages, progress tracking, and those things. Great, so let's say, great, tick off the things we have completed in phase 4 and continue with user profiles. And while we wait for that, I'm going to go over to policies in Supabase so you can see what it's done. So it's built the SQL in the public schema for public profiles are viewable by everyone, which is going to be important because we're creating a fitness community. Users can insert their own profile and users can update their own profile. So very, very basic things. We're going to definitely need to add a lot more, as well as role level security for different things. So public profiles, viewable, fine. Those are going to be very simplified versions of the user's profile. And then there's going to be data inside, which is their own tracking, all of those things, which will be personal to them, which will need to be in role level security. So we've got this issue. We'll try and get it to fix it. And it says I've implemented user profile page feature, which with the following functionality: view profile information, username, full name, bio, avatar. So we'd want to make that an optional for them. But we do have username, which is good. Edit profile information with a toggle edit mode. Save changes to the Supabase database. Perfect. Responsive design. So if you don't have a database set up, then everything you do and save will be saved locally in folders, which is not what you want. Responsive design with proper layout, success or error, and so on. So I think now that we're here, it keeps bringing me back to this login page. This is why I like to do auth at the very end, because now I have to log in. I know I have to log in to test these things anyway, but everything is now behind this user wall. So when things go wrong, you have to either get it to create an admin, a super admin, or just create a user and use it as you wish. But you've got free users and then paid users after a certain point, and then you have to have super admin to be able to navigate both to see as a free user and to see as a paid user. So it starts to get a bit complex. If you're making a very basic site and you don't need users, or there's only one type of user, it's not too bad. But when you have different tiers and things like that, it can get quite complicated. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to make a user account. I'm going to make it from Supabase. Actually, let me make it from the site to make sure it works fine. Oh, we got this. Let's okay, it knows. It's going to try and fix that for me. But it says don't have an account, sign up. So I tried to sign in and it gave me a code error message instead of a user-friendly error message, which would be you don't have an account, or that account doesn't exist. Please create an account. So there we go. This error message it indicates invalid credentials. We don't want it to show invalid credentials, 400 status code, or anything like that. We want it to give us a friendly message that the user would understand. So I'm going to try that again. Failed. Yeah, it's still doing it. Let's tell it, please create a user-friendly message for when they try to sign up but do not have an account. Should them do create one. Yeah, I think that makes sense, because we'll have free users and paid users. And I'll have to figure out the mechanics of that down the line. So if we have monthly or annual users, that's going to be on one tier. If we have users who have just paid for a specific service, then it will be, I think, the normal free account with that service added on. Gets a bit complex. That's all Stripe integration. So it's going to be really helpful when these tools start to add Stripe. The same way they've added Supabase or Firebase integration, when they start adding Stripe, it's going to make things so much easier for everybody. So I've updated the login page to provide better user experience. Okay, let's try that again. I don't have an account, so let's see. No, it's still doing it. Try and fix this. If I try to do this now and it doesn't fix it, I'll have to, it's not something I'm going to keep telling it to do. I'd have to take the code and give it to Claude, but let me just look at it. So failed to call URL. Okay, so this looks like it's got an issue talking to Supabase. Error type, failed to call URL. I've made the following changes, added more descriptive placeholders. I don't think this is what it's for authentication to work. Please make sure you have configured the site URL in your Supabase project. Okay. Added the correct redirect URLs. Okay, let me get it to tell me what those should be. Because I do need to go and add those. It says local 300 and it shouldn't be. It says localhost 3000, so we do need to change the site URL. So the site URL should be set to your application's base URL. But that's not the same as this. Okay, we're going to do what it tells us. So we're going to set our local host. And we're going to add the redirects, which is these two. Don't know if it's going to let me add both of them. It's going to let me add one. And the second one. Okay. Alright, so those have been added. We can skip verification, but we've not even tried yet, so okay, let's just try now with that. Okay, so it's let me sign up, and again, it's going to have sent this email via Supabase. So it's not going to show your site's URL or anything like that. so I've got the email here, but the problem is it's trying to go back to localhost. So I'm going to take this link. Yeah, so that's not the callback I need. Let's try that again. I may need to just make this email myself. I don't think this is going to work like this. Is this not the domain? I think this is the domain. Let me see. The localhost callback didn't work. Should it not be? Let's see what it says. Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay. Let's try that. I don't know if it's just going along with me because I've said it or not, but I'm going to try that. I'm going to set the URL to this one, and then I'm going to edit these. I'm going to leave the localhost ones in. I'm going to add these. Let's take off confirmation for now, but we want to put that back on once we've got our site together. So let's hope. Still giving me issues. I see the issue. The error indicates that you're trying to sign up with an email that's already registered. Okay. So then we need to get it to change that message. Yeah, I hope it's doing that because we do not want our users to see something like this. Added error handling. Let's see. Let's do that again just to see if it's fixed that. No, it just signed us in. Okay, so now we're signed in. We've got profile up here, and we can set. Let's get it to fix this nav bar. Nav bar seems to be overlapping site content. Please fix. It says it's fixed it. I know it does take a minute to catch up with itself. Does not appear to be. I'm very aware that it probably is fixed. It's just not refreshed. But let's see. Okay, looks like it has. Alright, still got that on. Let's make sure it is fixed on all pages as the navbar does this everywhere. Let's see if that's going to fix this page as well. Is that it done? Did it do it? I thought. Yeah, that's done. Okay, why does it say build unsuccessful? Okay, that's from edit, I think. Then we need to go over to the change log, see what needs to be done. So now we can set a username. So I'm going to do Ariel. I don't really have my full name. Blah, 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 blah. Lauren Pitham. Save changes. Let's see if that other save button works as well. Too. Awesome. Okay. Can we... Oh, we can't update a photo yet. This is something else that needs to be attached to Supabase. I believe that storage buckets are not free. So you have to, if you're using Supabase storage... Let me see, actually. New bucket. Okay, let's see. This will be a public bucket, and this will be for avatars. Additional configuration. No images, but we'll just... Alright, let me do this. So, image wildcard. Restrict file upload size, of course. Photo shouldn't be bigger than 2 megabytes. Save. Okay, so you can create buckets. I don't know why I thought that you had to pay to create a bucket. So we've now created an avatar bucket. I'm going to tell Lovable. So let's allow users to upload an avatar. For this, I have already created a Supabase bucket called avatars. A public. You can connect to. Make sure the folder is username / I think that's it. Yeah. So they're all kept separate. So make sure the folder within the bucket is user / username. This will just keep everything tidy. I think that's how we do it. Let's see. So what it should do is it should create a folder within this bucket. There's nothing in the bucket here. Okay, so it says, I'll help you implement avatar upload functionality for users. So everything that we can do with regards to Supabase and Lovable, in Lovable, we should definitely do, because if we can avoid having to do these in Windsurf, we may not even have to move to Windsurf. Windsurf is for all the back-end tweaks, connecting things. I think I probably will need to move to it to do the blog CMS. But beyond that, everything that you can do, try to do it, because it can apply these changes. It's fully connected, so it can see what already exists. So we're going to try and do what we can, and it will save us a lot of time and a lot of headaches. So the migration has been applied, and so let's hope that it has truly been applied. I can't see this folder, but maybe the folder will be created once I can make my profile, once I can add it. So now let's implement the avatar upload functionality, exactly what it's doing. In the meantime, I'm going to head over to the SQL table editor to see if I've been added. I have indeed been added. This is the first user. We've got the user ID, the name, the full name. We've got the avatar URL, which will be applied from the URL given in the storage bucket. So that's been added to the database as it said it had. And bio text, blah, blah, blah. And that's how our blog would look in the database as well. So I've updated okay, we can see that. Let's upload that. It says success. It's uploaded. Do I have to save? Let me refresh and see if it's still there. It's still there. Perfect. The headache I went through doing this manually. Oh my god. And over in Avatar, as it said, it's done. It's created the way I've told it to. So we've got the user folder. We've got the username, which is Ariel. And then we have the file and the URL. So this is going to have been added in the table. No doubt. Here it is. Perfect. This is all working. This Supabase integration is a game changer. Absolute game changer. So that's that. That's the profile done. That's done. Let's move on to the next thing. Awesome. Let's add this to the changelog and move on to the next step. I'm loving the ease of this. I'm like, when I tell you how long it's taken me in the past, and I messed around with, I think it might be easier to do a cheaper storage service like Backblaze now. But I was running into so many cause issues. It was taking so long to fix. But this integration, it just makes it easier. So even if you're having to pay a bit more for Supabase's storage when you upgrade your tier, it's worth it for the hassle that you don't have. This is the most seamless profile setup and storage setup and everything I've had since I started doing this no code, low code build. So, all right, I'll add the avatar upload functionality to the changelog. The changelog is getting long. I don't think it's that long. Let's continue. Proceed with the next step in the roadmap. So we're nearly 2 hours into this build, but I think we've made quite a lot of progress in this 2 hours. So far, we have created the complete outline of the site. We've connected Supabase and created user accounts. We have completely set up authentication so they can sign in, they can reset their password, they can send magic links. We have added the functionality for gain storage so they can upload avatars, and down the line, everything else, because now it's set up. With the storage, what we created was a public table. So the avatar image would be able to be seen by anybody, but then you'd need to create another bucket that isn't public. So if they wanted to upload their progress photos or whatever it is that you want to do with your website, you'd have to have a private bucket and you'd have to set up role level security on that. But again, with this Supabase integration, it makes it so much easier to build these things up front. So get the site to the point where you want it, build the authentication, the login system, build the storage, and then you can start to build all those other features from there. What is still a challenge for new people, beginners, or anybody just that's not done it before is adding the payment system. Stripe have so many different options. Of course, you've got PayPal as well. Either way, whichever payment method you go with, they're still going to have their own challenges because they need to talk to each other. And that's where you have the opportunity for things like cause issues to come up. And that's a whole nother story. So we've made a lot of progress in this time. And we're still going. I think I'm going to go a bit longer. I'm aware how long this already is. For anybody who is still watching at this point, kudos to you. I hope this has been very insightful and you can follow the things that I've done as you build through yours, because 2 hours in the grand scheme of what you're able to create, I don't think is that long. So looking at the roadmap, we're currently in phase 4, user authentication. We've completed registration system, login, logout functionality, user profiles. The next item in the roadmap is progress tracking dashboard. Let's go. Would you like me to implement the progress tracking dashboard feature? This would allow users to view their fitness progress over time, track various metrics, visualize their progress with charts. The good thing about these sites as well is you can make it very, very mobile friendly from the beginning, which is what I've done. So if you want to turn it into an app, you don't have to go and make a whole new app. You can just wrap this in app tags, essentially. So I'm not a part of the web app world. I have built a few apps where I've outsourced the creation. One of those was a native app, meaning it was built for mobile, for iPhone and Android. Another one of those was just like a normal site wrapped in app tags. So it was a website that was already optimized for mobile, and then it was just in a wrapper that was accepted in Apple and in Android. So this is something you can do with this. You can make it completely, the mobile version can be completely, which it is, mobile friendly. Everything you do, this needs to be, I need to tell it to make sure this is, let me see, actually, this is I'm doing it wrong. I'm moving this when I should just be clicking between here. Yeah, so this is not, I have to tell it to make this mobile friendly because this is not how I'd want it to look. You don't want them scrolling left and right. Mobile friendly is completely centered, fits on the page, no issues, and has the mobile menu. So everything should work perfectly as it would in a phone app. So I do need to tell it this. Okay, so it's got this error, let it fix this, and then I'm going to tell it to make sure that everything we do is mobile friendly. And it says that it's done that, but it's not. So I need to tell it that. So what it's added, which did look quite cool, but I was criticizing the mobile section, is tabbed interface to switch between profile and progress sections. Progress tracking form to record weight and body fat percentage, awesome. Visual chart showing progress over time, latest metrics display, responsive layout that worked on all screen sizes. Currently the progress data is not persisted to the database. Would you like me to implement? Yes, indeed. I'm going to say everything needs to be connected to the user in the database or persisted to. I'll use its own language. Okay, so it's done that. Wait, let me see. No, this still needs to be fixed. Okay. Regarding, yes, everything needs to be persisted. I've never heard that used like this before. Persisted to the database and connected to the user. I think that's fine. So every day I think it tracks the progress. So latest weight. Okay, where did it get that from? I just want to, okay, so it's already told me this is dummy data and it's not persisted to the database. So that's what it's doing now. Okay, cool. So now when we go over to the database in SQL, we've got this first table, which is the user, and then we've got this little thumbprint here, which is the authentication. So this is where everything begins. So the user account. And then we've got the progress entries. So again, it takes the ID, user ID, we've got the weight, body fat, date, created at. And then everything is going to connect up like this. If you've got tables that are floating and not connecting, then that's an indication that the information is not talking to itself, talking to each other. They're not communicating. And that's where you get loads of issues. So it's good that it's done that. I'm going to say that this progress, I think it's fixed it. Okay, let me see. Well, it seems fixed because it's not got that chart. So I'm not entering my personal weight details, okay? Just entering some information. Okay, let me just check. Yeah, no. Okay, so the progress tab is not mobile friendly. Please fix and ensure all features going forwards are responsive. Okay, that's better. This is a bit too narrow. We need to make the most of the space. I don't know if that's because of the date. It's not going to let me add something else. I don't have the element selection anymore either, so that's a bit annoying. But these are minor things. We don't need to fuss about that right now. We would want to add different things like goals, so progress, track progress. Within the progress tab, let's add goals, a goals component. Ensures persistence of the database and other fitness information. User information. This is all I'm going to do for here because I don't know how we would want to build this user experience out. This is not really the main focus because there are tons of apps that do this. The focus is on now creating the local aspect of it. I think structurally it's done. I've got to work through the roadmap to see what's left. Just adding this to the database. So we now have, where's it gone? We now have another section, as you can see, fitness goals, progress entries, all communicating with each other. So all connected to the user. We don't have this. Okay, it's still doing it. Implement the goals component with the progress tracker, ensuring it's responsive and user friendly. Okay. So I'll let it do that, see what it comes up with. We need the contact page. Create a contact us page, and then the contact page will be connected to an automation workflow. So I would make the contact page quite detailed, so it wouldn't just be subject, email, message. It would be targeted, so to find out exactly what they're trying to inquire about, and then it will be funneled where it needs to go. Again, content topic for another day, but that's how the contact page would be set up. Let's go back over to profile to see what it's done. Update goals, so progress chart. So I'm not really okay. So this updates the progress. Update goals. So okay, so we've got the target weight, target body fat, target date, status, notes achieved. Let me see how this works. So let's say my target weight. What did I say I was? It says I am 80. So let's say my target was 70. And my target body fat was 20. And the target date would be I don't even know what date are we on now. 2012. That's a whole year to lose 10 kg. Of course you can do it. 2025. Okay, in progress. Get in there. See if this adds a log. Current goals in progress. Okay, cool. I like that. That's cool. That's done. Is it a log? Is it keeping a log? I don't know. Either way, that's cool. That works. That's done. That adds to the database, and I can tell because I'm going to refresh, and it's all still going to be there. Progress. Yeah, perfect. It says build unsuccessful with something. I'm going to let it fix that, and then we're going to move on to the next step. So the online coaching will be a hub, and it will lead to different types of online coaching available. So this will be a hub again, and then it will have information and links to 3 other pages. The local classes will be the hub page for the local SEO programmatic pages. So those will cover all the different areas, fitness training, fitness coaching in XYZ for the very local areas of the city. And then the fitness guides again will be another hub page, but these will be purchasable, productized services. So that would just be a page with different products. So quite simple. They go over to the Ask Services page, and then they've got those 3 different options. Keeping it tight, easy to navigate, but also still very robust in what it's doing and what it's offering. So it's covering these 2 things actually. So fitness guides and the online coaching, those 2 hubs are for everybody. So those will be SEO'd, and you can do whatever you need to do to gain traffic and build links to those. And then the local classes, of course, these are for local SEO. So the site is multi-purpose. It wants to attract everybody, but then it's got very targeted areas for the local SEO aspect of it. Tools target everybody. They've put the tools behind this user wall, which was not necessary. All right, so I need to tell it that the fitness tools are free tools available to everybody. Progress tracker, let's see. Yeah, we probably need to remove the progress tracker because it's not doing anything for anyone. Okay, yeah, this makes no sense because yes, I'm logged in, but it's gone. It doesn't make any sense. So we're going to just get rid of that one. So I need to tell it. So for fitness tools, is there still issues? Okay, so for the fitness tools on tools page. These should be publicly accessible, not behind a user wall. Also, progress tracker should be removed from the tools page as it is not a one-time use tool. That's all I need to say. So what I want to add, let me work through the roadmap. So let's say, let's remove that. Good. Let's remove that. Let me work through let's move on to the next step in the roadmap. It says it's trying to, user profiles, partially done but needs enhancement. Progress tracking dashboard, partially done with progress tracker. Saved workouts and calculations. Personal goals setting, already implemented. Achievement badges and social connections. Love it. And now it's going to add this into the database. Again, I'm not going to get over that just yet. First goal set, progress pioneer, weight milestone, consistency king, login for 30 consecutive days. Now we're adding gamification. That's my go-to thing, adding gamification, and I didn't even tell it to do it. So this is great. So when you're adding any sort of community aspect to your site, you definitely want to add gamification if you want to keep bringing people back and making sure, where is it though? I can't see it in the page. The migration has been applied. Now that it's in the database, I can proceed. Okay, yes, please. Now it's going to create those features. So it's added it to the database first, and then it's going to create the features. So it always has the roadmap, the database tables to look back on, and then it will continue just so everything's connected properly. I love that. And I can always go back to MySQL and verify how this is all coming on. You can zoom in and zoom out. So from the profiles, we've got achievements here, still all connected up. User achievements. So I think this is the main achievement board. User achievement. So I wasn't going to call it that. I was going to call it like an accountability board or something like that. First goal set your first fitness goal. Okay, cool. Save calculations. Oh, that's cool. All right, it knows what it's doing. I'm starting to get confused with these tabs, so I want it to make sure these are all connected up and they're making sense and not getting overwhelming. So first goal set your first fitness goal. It needs to continue. Let's see. I've enhanced the profile page by adding 2 new sections. The next features we can implement are the automatic achievement tracking. Okay, what did it say it has issues with? So we're really starting to move now. Once you've got the basic structure and the database set up, it's very easy to start adding all the features that you want. And that's what takes it to the next level compared to a static website or a WordPress site. Even though you can add users and a bbPress and all kinds of things you can add in WordPress. So I'm definitely not down in WordPress, but the customizable nature of these tools, it's just insane. It's just insane. So let's see, we've got progress, saved achievements. I don't know what it changed there. It had another issue. I'm going to do this one more time, and then we're going to have to put it in Claude. So the key changes made, added validation for fetch saved calculations, yes. Simplify the save calculation interface, use TypeScript. Type narrowing to ensure the data matches our interface exactly. Nice. And these are things I don't get with Windsurf because it's looking at, although Windsurf does look at the different data, this is just looking at the whole picture a bit better because it has access to Supabase completely. Okay, so it's updated the goal section, I think. Okay, added blah blah blah. Note the file is getting quite long. I don't want to refactor it just yet. I want to continue. And guys, this is all done on the cheapest Lovable plan. This is all done on the $20 a month plan. So if you can't make this work for you at $20 a month, then this website world just isn't for you. Properly typing the blah blah blah, fixing. No, this file is getting long. 148 lines is not long. TypeScript errors. I'll update the code to probably handle the types. Bye. Okay. Okay, I just want it to continue though. Update the changelog, and you definitely want to make sure you're updating the changelog as you go, because if you do, let's say you run out of credits in Lovable, or you want to go past the MVP to somebody else, or you want to start building it out in Windsurf, you're going to need that changelog because it can see everything that needs to be done. Just as it keeps doing now, it keeps going back to the roadmap and the changelog. So we know that we've done this, personal goal setting. I'm not sure why that doesn't have a tick next to it. Social connections, next item to implement, achievement badges. Let's head over to, we're in profile already. Achievements. So how do I get these badges? No. Okay, so achievements aren't mapped to anything. It's creating the logic for these achievements. It's broken something. We've got social connections. This is starting to build out the community aspect of it. And look at this. I've removed the duplicate policy creation while keeping all other functionality. Again, another thing that is that's needed, because you'd run into these issues doing it manually. Now that we have the achievement set up in the database, would you like me to update the UI to display? Yes. And we also want to give these badges icons, because they don't look very fun. Nice, 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 nice. These are looking so much better. Let's head over. Consistent logger, log wait for 7 consecutive days. It's got these bars. Let me fix this issue. It's got these let's refresh this one. Got it open up in a new tab here, so we do need to make these work. We've got these achievement progress bars, which is nice. Set your first goal. So we just need to make sure these are mapped so these can actually be tracked and automatically updated. Log 30 wait entries, log wait for 7 consecutive days. We can add an intermittent fasting element, all of these things, fun stuff. But this is how we start to get sidetracked, because I need to get through the roadmap and then go in and start to make these tweaks. So after this, I'm going to go to the roadmap, see what needs to be done, and continue from there. Let's make sure it's doing what it says it's going to do. I've added save to profile buttons. Let's see. That's not very nice. Save to profile. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, wait. Why is that JSON? It saves the profile, but it looks like this, which is not very user friendly. But this video is going on a bit long, so I think this is the basics. I've shown the build from prompt to MVP. This is what it's looking like. We've got working tools. We have some routes that still need fixing, but we have our working tools. Let me see if this is adding it to the profile as well. So just, oh, we can't do that. Calculate TDE, save the profile. Let's go over and see. Nice. So we've got TDE calculations. We can delete it. And we've got BMI calculations. It's got the date that it was added. This is nice. We've got these achievement badges. Not entirely sure if they're connected as they should be. It says first goal set. I thought I'd done that already, so it should have. But I'll have to go and talk to that data. We've got this progress overview, which works. At the moment, I've logged it for the same day, so you'll need to log this every day. And it will show the chart, which is nice. That it works all out of the box. And then you've got social connections, which is when you start to build the public element of it, the community element. But for the most part, we've built the site, we've built the structure, we've built the blog structure and template, we've built the SEO. So the slugs for the pages, we've got blog, we've got the category, and then we've got the SEO slug. We've got the card of the blog, the image, the look, everything. We've got mobile responsiveness. We've got the author card, links to the socials. We've got the subscribe to the newsletter, again, public element, user-generated content, adding comments. We'll add our internal linking features after when we're adding related posts, telling it how to automatically select that for us so we're not having to select these related posts. Then we've got these local SEO pages that we'll build out. Then we have to build the online coaching hubs, which I mentioned already. The about section, these are all easy things, but the main things were the tools, the blog, because these are things that you want to create the structure ahead of time. And then the static pages like blog, contact, these can be done very easily. And and then the hub pages are accessible from the home page. Brilliant for SEO. More information, then we're going to have some more social proof added here, and the Google reviews from Google My Business. I think they can be imported, I'm not sure. Definitely figure it out. But that's it for the most part. That's a full-blown, beautiful looking working site with added features. So your basic local SEO, your basic local business site with all these added features, so it's actually beneficial to a wider audience, and you can build your brand and have services and products that are global as well as your local, building up your local business. I think that's where we're going in the future. If you have a local business, you're definitely going to want to think of ways that you can grow and reach beyond your local capacity. So I hope that video has been useful. If you have any feedback, please drop it in the comments below. You can find me at arielphoenix.com. I'm available to be booked, and anything else, drop a comment, send me an email, and I'll be happy to help.